What if you could experience the afterlife and return to your waking life with a newfound zest for living? At CellPoint Experiences, we make this possible with our safe, non-invasive near-death experience simulator. It felt so real. I met my loved ones and saw places beyond imagination. It gave me a sense of peace I've never known. I feel like I can live. VR experiences merely pinpointed the regions of the brain responsible for transcendent experiences and gave you something realistic. Well, we've taken pinpoint down to the cellular level with our CellPoint technology using cutting-edge cellular brain scanning, hyper-res VR, and neurofeedback systems to create a deeply personal and enlightening experience tailored to your specific brain, going from realistic to real. Overcome your fears and emerge with a fearless heart.
The experience was profound. I'm no longer afraid of death, and I cherish every moment of life even more.
Transform your perspective. Pinpoint was yesterday. Embrace CellPoint today and book your journey now at cellpointexperiences.com. CellPoint Experiences, where fear is left behind and life begins anew.
Imagine organizing a cluttered computer desktop with a single command. Now apply that concept to the human brain, the most complex computer we possess. Early brain scans and functional MRIs gave us the first glimpse into the brain's complexity. However, these early methods had limitations. First, they could only map to a nanoscale, missing crucial details. We didn't know that at the time, but we do now. Second, they used basic EEG to record brainwaves, but limited their scope to gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta waves. Third, digital representation of analog brain signals led to quantization errors because most storage devices at the time were still limited to terabytes of data. I know. Enter CellPoint. We revolutionized brain mapping by mapping the brain to a near infinite scale, combining structural maps with full-spectrum brain activity renderings using our CellPoint artificial intelligence neural net, GAIN, to interpret this data in ways no other system could. Yet, exactly. So the result? A living model of not just the brain, but the mind that animates it. While Cain doesn't truly understand how the mind works, that doesn't really matter. It matters in a sense, but as is the case with many therapies in the beginning, we just need to know that A, it works, B, it is safe. Cain processes vast amounts of data to create highly accurate simulations. This technology has allowed us to create immersive VR experiences of users' mind spaces. Eventually, we were able to realize our goal of simulating near-death experiences, NDEs, for therapeutic purposes. The CellPoint Sim. The reason, I imagine, you're all here. That and are recently being labeled by the New Puritans as Gravedivers on Catholica Online, and unfortunately in person, particularly from certain fundamentalist groups. Without getting into what dying actually is, no one is dying at CellPoint. Fact is, these groups are trying to scare people away from getting treatment. In case there are any New Puritans in the audience today, and I think I see some of you, I'd like to mention that most of our clients find their faith strengthened after therapy. This is not a threat to anyone's religious beliefs. So, after suffering the incalculable loss from one of our founders and close partners, Dr. Eliza Ramsell, in the final stage of the research, our CellPoint team knew what had to happen. I had made a promise to Eliza, and I intended to keep it, whether she was there or not. Research has a cost, however...
You're gonna find out the hard way.
Gravediver.
No, Jonathan, it's okay. This is exactly what I was talking about. That's okay. I support freedom of speech, even if it interrupts my little program here. Look, NDEs are a tricky subject. No one can even agree on whether it's just the behavior of a dying brain or something else. We take the position that whatever these phenomena actually are, they can be used to great effect. Both Eliza and I took an oath that demanded we explore this. But it is complicated. There's no precedent, and sometimes technology moves faster than the culture can adapt. Taking giant leaps can sometimes leave people, in this case, those more old-fashioned traditionalists, in the dust, like these energetic new Puritans.
You'll go to hell.
As I was saying, research has a cost, and CellPoint needed trials, meaning real people. Due to international regulations on medical testing, we struggled to convince the powers that be that our non-invasive, drug-free, risk-free procedure was safe to test, even though Kane had already proven this in Sims. Dr. Eliza Ramsell had been a shining light in the field of electrophysiology, neuroscience, and brain modeling at Carleton University, Whistler, and we got CellPoint off the ground together. But now we had the potential to help people. This was our chance. I had made a promise to my friend that we would use our work to help people, but if it looked like we were barking up the wrong tree, any risk without therapeutic value, I would shut the project down. Once we had narrowed down our candidates and lined up our patient zero, we said, screw it, let's do it. Using induction of simultaneous brain patterns, signal stacking, while blocking the receptors associated with hallucination and dream state, we were able to motivate our first truly self-sustaining resonance loop by which the subject would enter a mind state distinct from a hallucination or a dream. A mind state that until then had only been available to people whose brains were actually dying. The fact that our patients wouldn't have to approach dying, but would experience near death in every other way, made this a breakthrough. Our patient zero crossed the border that separated hypothesis from practice, superstition, a la our Puritan friends, from science.
I have a question. Do you think you can play God?
Are there any constructive questions? 3 years before.
Hello, Mr. Jameson.
Doctor.
Dr. Jameson, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Go ahead, you're good.
Thanks.
You're late.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Late ass.
This is so stupid, but do you remember when the Riley twins tied me to the thorn tree and I was crying so loud you could hear me all the way down the alley?
Nope. I don't remember that traumatic event at all.
Me neither. I definitely don't remember you appearing like Catwoman to scare the hell out of 3 bigger boys. As a girl.
That never bothered you again.
And now look at us.
What's your point?
All grown up, but now you're the one that needs a superhero, and I'm still just me.
Oh, this again. Stop thinking I missed out on opportunities. Even if I did, I don't care. I've never cared. I was never going to get into med school. Ding dong. I don't regret anything. Why are you thinking about this now?
Look, I know you're scared. I've been thinking maybe I do have a superpower to offer you. But you're going to think I've lost my mind.
A little late for that.
Eliza's been gone for... It feels like forever, but I know it's less than 2 years. She liked me, but she loved you. Her little Katie. She wouldn't have wanted you to suffer, to be scared, if there was some way to sidestep that.
Okay.
The machine we've all been slaving away at, waiting for approvals, waiting to begin trials, that's all bullshit. It's done. Kane had rendered a working model months before she passed. So we induced her NDE, and according to her, the skeptic was reborn. I know how that sounds, but now...
Why wouldn't you have told me that?
I know, I'm sorry. It was true that we'd been interviewing candidates for trials. Every single one of them was wrong in some way. We kept ruling out potential subjects, and Eliza kept getting worse. She volunteered.
That's your patient zero, Eliza? You fucker.
It wasn't my idea. She wanted it.
You are so naive.
We talked about it endlessly. We knew a guided neural sim was safe, even in her condition. She believed that basically, if it's not going to make her worse, we had to try it.
And look at her now.
I know you're scared. That's why I brought this. I know you said you'd never...
Screw it. Let's do it. Under one condition.
No conditions. What condition?
You can't be here.
Katie, absolutely out of
Them's the rules, little bro. I'll do it, but alone. I can't have you seeing me like that, all vulnerable and weak.
But you are vulnerable and weak.
Fuck off.
God.
New package delivery at Cell Point. Please pick up in mailroom.
Take care of whatever that is, and I'll ping you later.
I can't just let
As
you...
a favor to me. I'm safe, right?
Yes,
Then
but...
go away.
Katie, you have to eat.
I will. If you come back in an hour and there's a crumb left, you can punch me in the tits.
You had a double mastectomy.
Okay. The face?
30 minutes. Don't make me regret it.
45 minutes.
Picking up a package.
Just this.
What is it, a letter?
I don't know, sir, because I don't go through people's mail.
Right. Great work, Pete. Okay. SD card?
Mail?
Pete, did you see who dropped this package off?
Yeah, and then I logged it right away and you got the message. You didn't get the message?
Yes, but who dropped it off?
The lady who used to go to lunch with Dr. Ramsell, actually.
Her sister?
If that's who that was, yeah.
Thanks. What the hell is happening?
I have to do this before I can't anymore. If you're seeing this, then I've been dead for a while, and Ruby just left Cell Point, and you're wondering why your research partner is giving you a message now. You probably have that moronic look you get.
You got that right.
Anyway, keeping this to myself has been the hardest thing. I see your face, and I feel like a liar. but I know it was the right thing. For the record, in case anyone ever sees this besides you, Dr. Caldwell Jameson and I, Dr. Eliza Ramsell, agreed to induce a simulated near-death experience on me. I basically begged him. And he broke because he saw that look in my eye, and despite what he might think, he's a good guy. And an okay doctor. This was the NDE that got this cell point snowball rolling downhill. We believed NDE sims would have massive benefits if realized, but up until my experience, we didn't actually know. And then we did. I haven't been completely honest, I'm afraid. This, Caldwell, is where it gets weird. Bear with me, and then you can call me crazy if it makes you feel better. So, the sim failed. I knew it the moment I sat up in recovery. You're thinking, but it was successful. It did work. Look at the binder full of patients. They can all attest to the fact that this therapy works. The sim failed because it wasn't a simulation. It was real.
Ah, Lord Jesus.
And now you're shaking your head saying something like, Lord Jesus. You're right to be skeptical. And there's nothing I can say from afar that will be sufficient evidence for you. It's virtually unbelievable. I get it. Rationally speaking, it's always going to be more likely a hallucination than anything supernatural. Especially if he can't even prove the supernatural is possible, let alone likely. So I came up with something, and you're going to hate it. But don't hate me, and definitely don't hate your sister.
Katie.
I had an idea. A test. I'm sure I'll say goodbye to you in the real world when the time comes, but now is not that time. I'm not afraid anymore. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. I decided that's the song I'm gonna sing to Katie when I see her. Over there. I hope to God it doesn't freak her out. I know, God isn't real. Details. But over there is real. And whatever it is, it's not what you think. We haven't been sending people into a sim, but that's okay. That's why I waited for you to hear this. I knew if I told you all of this now for me, you'd never go ahead with the work. I know you. But people wade through decades of fear about the one thing we're guaranteed to face in the end. But is that right? We're sitting on this priceless gift, and now you know it's not a fake one. It's not a drug to mask the fear. These people, like Katie, deserve the real experience.
Shit. Katie. Yes, Catherine Jameson's room, please. What? When?
You can't go in now.
Why not?
She had to be sedated.
Sedated? What happened?
Mark was in her room and apparently she started laughing uncontrollably, so he sat with her.
Mark who? The custodian?
Yes. Mark. Katie and Mark are friends. He said she was ranting and acting like she didn't even see him standing there. Dr. Jameson, he said she actually got out of bed. He had to put her back in because she couldn't stand on her own. When the doctor got there, she was...
Why was she sedated? I need to talk to her, now.
I'm sorry. You'll have to wait till the morning.
Thanks.
Sir? Dr. Jameson? Are you okay? What's wrong?
Who's whistling?
Hey, stop. You can't go in there. Sir, stop.
Excuse me, are you Mark?
Yeah, hey. Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Never mind that. Where did you hear that song?
What song?
The song you were just whistling.
Was I? Sorry, I was,
No, the song. Where did you hear it?
I'm not sure. I guess I just heard it around.
Was it Katie? Did Katie sing it to you?
Sing it? Katie wasn't herself. She was laughing, and not her cynical laughing. The real thing for once, grinning and babbling. It was bizarre. She kept saying something about Elmira, Eliza, something like that. And now that you mention it, she was humming something when they sedated her. I'm sorry, Dr. Jameson.
There's nothing to be sorry for, buddy. You did good. Thank you, Mark. Seriously, thank you.
For what?
It doesn't matter. Never mind. Have a good evening.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Oh, here's your little iPod thingy. You left it in the room. You gotta pay more attention.
Pay attention to what?
To everything.
Okay. Then I'll see what I can do.